Welcome back everyone, I'm Capely's Games, welcome back to Surviving Mars. Things are going pretty good in our little SpaceY colony. We've done the first sponsor goal, we produced 100 power in one day and that gave us this massive battery, which is keeping everything going. We've just done the Earth-Mars research, which has increased our research to 400 per day. That's rather good, isn't it? We're still looking for the farms in the biotech, and then we're going to come screaming down the physics tree because that's everything. Physics tree is everything. We also have this crystalline entity properties research from the breakthrough tree. This is not a breakthrough. This is because of these things. These are preventing us from scanning this sector. And apparently they're going to start producing evil sector dust devils, electrostatic dust devils, and they're way too close to my colony for my liking. We have set up a fuel refinery and a moisture evaporator to run it, and the first rocket is just about fueled and ready to take off. We do have 3 other rockets sitting around on Mars not doing anything. We also have 1 more rocket back on Earth. The flatbed and the RC commander are driving around the map, building me my sensor tower network so we can scan the entire map much quicker. As we see, this is being scanned 352% faster than normal because of my sensor towers. We've provisionally placed 9 towers around the entire map, so we should be able to get the whole thing done pretty quick to uncover lots of things. So let's crack on at 10 times speed. Now, we could think about bringing humans here. We do have lots of resources, and humans would then be able to produce more resources for us. Polymers are produced in polymers factories and need water and fuel, and we're producing fuel, and we have a water thing here, and we have like 6 more moisture evaporator prefabs, so we could do that. And humans also convert metals into machine parts in machine parts factories.
Research complete.
There's a metals deposit here, but there are hundreds of metals around the map just laying out on the surface. There we go. 27 there, 46 here, 8 here. So because we're scanning the map really quickly, I think we should just find enough surface metals to run a machine parts factory for a while. And humans can also produce electronics by converting rare metals into electronics, and any excess can be exported to Earth for money. Speaking of exporting things, let's get this rocket on its way. Oh dear. We have a random encounter. The whole board flares up in red warning signs. Emergency rocket launch abort initiated. Quick troubleshooting reveals that a short circuit has completely fried the board computer, leaving the rocket in a damaged state. We quickly notify the sponsor of the disastrous consequences of a failed rocket launch. Luckily, they give us 5 free supply pods and 500 million in funding to help us through the situation. And as we see, this rocket is going to demand 10 electronics to get fixed, and then it can take off. Well, that's okay. I'm sure 10 electronics doesn't cost 500 million. We can check that. Cargo rocket, how much is 10 of these? 100 million. Okay, so we basically just got some free supply pods and 400 million. There we go, the drones will fix that. Now it's fixed, and now it can take off. These random stories just happen all the time. And that's a milestone because we launched a rocket. Outstanding. Have these guys built this tower? Yes, of course they have. Everything gets built really quick because they're on 10 times speed. Now, where that rocket was, I'm going to build a landing pad out of concrete, because that will stop it producing dust when it takes off, and it will, any rockets landing to it will snap to it. We found an anomaly. Hurrah, it's research. Go and get that. Okay. More red sectors, because these crystals from the mystery are preventing us from scanning what's in these sectors. That's annoying. Like, that sensor tower has been built, because of course it has. I'm in a rush to build these sensor towers because I want to get at least 6 of them built so we have massive early warning of disasters. Okay, we have 6 already. That's good. That's the maximum for early warning. And we have another story beat. Lambda Industries Deep Space Telescope, it isn't performing as well as a data analysis. The amount of information the telescope is sending towards Earth is mind-boggling, and they are having issues processing it. Lambda Industries is officially extending a request for help with some of their analysis. So we have another tech, the Analyze Deep Space Telescope data. And that will also be here in Breakthrough, so we'll do that. I would quite like to get the uncover the farm. Unfortunately, it seems to be down in either slot 4 or 5. That's quite annoying. We could get humans here sooner than that, before we get the farm, but then they'd be relying on hydroponics. Hydroponics are absolutely bloody terrible. They only just about produce enough food to keep the people that work in them alive.
Research complete.
So that they're not very good. Right, lots of stuff just happened. The rocket that short-circuited made it back to Earth, apparently. Yeah, it's landed back on Earth. The replacement of all onboard electronics has resolved the issue. In fact, they learned a lot about our rockets during the repairs, and now when we want to buy new rockets, their cost has decreased by 25%. Well, we have 5 rockets already. That's like 3 more than you need. So, thanks, I guess, but we won't be taking we won't be taking advantage of that. Right, we now have planetary anomalies. That is this button here. This is our colony, and these are the planetary anomalies. These are little projects. You just fuel up one of your rockets, load it up with what it says. So this one will take the RC commander away for 12 hours, and it will return, and it will unlock quite a few technologies on the tech tree. This one, we send 4 humans who are all medics. So 4 medics is quite a lot. We won't have 4 medics for quite some time, and it will give us instant research progress. And these planetary research progress, you know, the ones we've been scanning on the map have been giving us about 1,200, 1,500. These will give us 3,000 or 4,000. So yeah, really nice things to do. This one, 5 medics, new technologies, and send any 8 humans away for 12 hours. They'll uncover and break through. But this is one I really always want to do at the start of any playthrough. Pack up 100 metals, they're easy, there's hundreds of them lying on the surface. 100 fuel, that's easy, we make it ourselves. 100 electronics, not easy, we'll buy them from Earth. Send a rocket away for 4 sols, 4 hours, and it gives us 400 research. Why am I excited about this? This is 400 sponsor research. At the minute, we've done this, which gives us 100. We've done that gives us 100. We started with 100, with 200, so we got 400. That mission will give us another 400 on our sponsor research. That will double us to 800 research per day. And god damn it, farms in slot 5. That's irritating. You know what? These story beats can wait. I need to uncover the farm. In fact, I don't need to train water reclamation, because as soon as we've done the fungal farm, that will uncover the farm. Okay, good. Fungal farms are alright. They operate outside domes, and people that work outside domes go insane because they don't like it, and that's something I want to avoid. That's why I want the indoor farm. Yeah, I was explaining about indoor farms. Hydroponics are absolutely bloody terrible. They barely produce any food. Like, each rocket at the start of the game can bring 12 humans to Mars. Humans consume 0.2 food per day on average. This hydroponics will just about produce enough food to feed 12 people. And maybe with like 0.5 or 0.6 food per day left over. Yeah, not great. These ranches and outside ranches were introduced by the Project Laika DLC. They are not blocked behind the technology, and I think they should be. I think they should be unlocked at the same time as farms are, but they're not, so you can build them right at the start of the game. They're a little bit overpowered. They are quite expensive to build in terms of parts. As you see, hydroponics says, well, hydroponics requires 3 workers. If they're botanists, then you get a boost to production. Ranches don't require any kind of specialists. Anyone can work in a ranch, and they give you maximum production, no matter who's working there. They're a little bit broken. They're a little bit overpowered. If you have any vegans in your colony, they dislike it. So I tend to just ignore the existence of the outside ranch and the ranch, because I think they're a little bit overpowered, so we will not be doing them. I am going to hold off bringing humans to Mars until I get my farms, because I like my farms. Farms is good. Now we do want to refuel a rocket the same sol it lands to get 15 drones. But that means storing up lots of fuel. How much do these need? 35. He's storing up 35 fuel on one of these pads. So as soon as the rocket lands, it can be instantly refueled. Problem is that these things are going to... They need, what, 105 fuel in total? This thing's only producing 12, so we're going to have to wait until they're all fueled and sent back to Earth. There's no way to stop them being fueled. Even if you put them on priority 1, the drones will still fuel them. You know how I said you only ever really need 2 rockets? That's kind of true. So I'm going to demolish these 2 rockets because we'll get 30 metals and 10 electronics from that. So goodbye rockets. And I'm going to demolish this one as well. We began the game with 5 rockets. So I don't care. And all the fuel that was inside it is also now here. That was an executive decision by me. Because we just got 30 electronics from doing that and a buttload of metals. And I'm quite happy with that outcome. I've played this game before and I know that I just do not need that many rockets. You may not wish to do that. That was a little bit gung-ho. Aha! This is a breakthrough anomaly. Excellent. A breakthrough which will actually be a breakthrough and not just a story beat. Cool. Right, sensor network done. All 9 towers all throughout the map. Excellent. Let's bring the RC commander back to the colony. Just in case the Dust Devil comes through and breaks this. Because this is the only thing giving commands to any drones at the moment. And if that breaks down, it won't be able to give commands to the drones. And the drones won't know to fix it. I mean, there's electronics right here, so the drones would have to pick up electronics and then fix it, but they won't know how to do that, so that's why you have an RC commander, an independent controller of drones to fix up the colony when anything goes bad.
Breakthrough discovered.
Project Phoenix, what is this? Let's have a look. When a colonist dies, there's a 50% chance they are reconstructed as a youth with the same traits. That's quite good for population, because it means that when our people grow old and die, 50% of the time they'll just come back. So that's effectively slowing down our death rate by 50%. That's quite nice. I might do that because it's relatively cheap at only 2,000 research. You might just do that one. That would be quite cool. Right, flatbed. We're going to get the metals out of here without getting killed by that dust devil. So, come here, grab all the resources you find here, bring them back to the colony. There's a good chap. There's another breakthrough right here. Nice. Let's tell it to scan and then tell it to drive away. Do not stay here where the dust devils live.
Anomaly analyzed.
Bad things will happen. 2 breakthroughs this early in the game, eh? That's quite good. And the drones are hard at work. They go. There's 36 fuel on the pad. As soon as a rocket lands, it will get refueled instantly. And that will give us 15 more drones. Wonderful.
Breakthrough
Speaking of rockets, we were going to purchase enough electronics to do that mission. So let's do that. Cargo rocket. I want to purchase like 50. Maybe 75, which would leave us on 50 electronics in the colony, and we'll buy some more polymers as well. Why not? There we go. Down to 890 million. But at least when that rocket lands, it will be refueled on the spot it lands, because there's 50 fuel waiting for it. Lovely. What is this? Halves the water and temperature requirements of grass, bushes and trees and open farms. That's really quite nice. That's all terraforming stuff, and terraforming is quite some way away for us, but we will get there. And when we get there, that'll make it easier once we've trained it. Yep, that'll be one of the electrostatic dust devils from this thing then. Maybe not, I'm not seeing any lightning. So I think this has been spawned by these. As I said, they don't spawn here, they just spawn near them. So this may careen through the colony. I don't want to cheese it. I don't want to build waste disposal dumps here to deflect it. I don't want to do that. But Oh god, look, there's even more of them. Ugh, disgusting. In that case, I think we're going to try and build our colony down to the south east. I was going to try and get a dome up here, but I don't know if I am. The rare metals is just too nice though. There could be rare metals there and I would never know because we can't scan it. There's another unlock. Go get it. Oh man, look at all the metals here. There's like hundreds of metals lying around here. How many? 63, 25 and 60. Nice. Okay, rocket's ready to land. And we need to refuel this thing very quickly. Put it on priority 3 so it gets emptied quickly and then refueled quickly. There is a tech quite early on. In the engineering tree, it's usually in the top 5. Well, it is in the top 5. That says that rockets and shuttles require less fuel. So that reduces that to like 20, so it gets refueled really quickly. We have something else. Another story beat. One of our scientists has just reanalyzed the scanning data and found traces of resource deposits that we didn't know existed. Nice. The data seems correct, but our equipment isn't calibrated to detect these sites. You congratulate your colleague for the discovery and decide on a further course of action. We have discovered several new deposits near the colony. Oh, I like that. Okay, commander profile, not astrogeologist. Correct the search patterns. Gives us a discount on the deep scanning tech. We can improve the drilling technology that reveals the deep water and deep metal extraction techs. That's probably what we're going to do. Or immediately exploit the new deposits. This adds resources to them. I think that deep extraction techs should be revealed. So number 2.
Anomaly analyzed. Right. Research complete.
What did we find and where are they? Was it just this? I think it was just that. Oh, that's annoying. These dust devils are giving me the fear, man. Big time. I'm not seeing any rare metals, so yeah, it was just that one metals thing. Well, yay metals, even though we've got hundreds of units. We've only uncovered one little corner and there's hundreds of units of metals just lying out on the surface. These crystals and these dust devils are giving me the absolute fear. Okay, we refueled the rocket. Joy of joys. So instead of letting the drones keep unloading the electronics, we're going to send that on the high-speed comm satellite mission. Right, drones, please load it with 100 electronics and 100 metals and 100 fuel. And we've got 15 more drones, which is lovely. We'll just... I believe that we can only have... Oh no. Because we're SpaceY, we can have as many drones as we want. So... Okay, Flatbed's not doing anything at the moment. Let's send them down here to get these 63 metals. Which I cannot see because it's night time. We'll just take a guess. Yeah, there they are. Go, go, go. Right, so all we're going to be waiting on now is the fuel. This thing's producing 12 a day. It's got 39 on board, so it needs another 61. So in 5 days that'll take off. In 4 days after that we'll get another 400 research. Brilliant. Well done me. Farm. Let's put farm at the top. Let's do the farm now. Then we can bring humans here and start actually producing things instead of just buying them. So we'll do that. We'll do the farm, and then we'll do the 2 story beat things, and then we'll come racing down the physics tree. I want to come all the way down here. These are the 2 things that story beat has uncovered. As you can tell, these are quite late game technologies, which is why they're down here and why they cost 10,000 and 20,000 each. Now these allow you to access deep metals. These are normal underground metals. Further down in the physics tree, somewhere around here-ish, is the deep scanning technology. That allows you to rescan the entire map again, and it will uncover more deposits, and they will be deep deposits, and to access these you need these deep metals technologies. So hopefully we can race down the physics
Sector
tree,
scanned.
find the deep scanning technology,
Anomaly found.
deep scan everything here, and find rare metals in our colony. That is a bit of a forlorn plan. My god, there's another breakthrough here. Wow, this is a breakthrough heavy map then. There's nothing else for us to do at the moment but chill and wait for things to happen. Waiting for this research to get done so we can get farms so I can then import humans. And we're waiting for this to produce fuel to fuel the rocket.
Breakthrough discovered.
We have another breakthrough, and this is one of the best breakthroughs in the whole game. Fusion reactors no longer require workers and operate at 150 performance. Fusion reactors are big buildings which are unlocked further down, once again, the physics tree, and humans work in them. And you need about 6 humans per shift. If you get 6 humans and it produces an amount of power based on how many humans are working there. If you have 6 humans, like a full shift working, it produces 200 power. But this, once you upgrade it, they require no workers, and they operate at 150% performance, i.e. 300 power each. It's overpowered as all hell, pun intended, and we will be training this as soon as we have actually trained for fusion reactors, because this will give us tons of power. You know that each of the large solar panels produces 5 power. These produce 40. Each of the fusion reactors will produce 300 power. And they're not very large. They're actually smaller than this.
Sector scanned.
So yeah, that's a wonderful technology to have. Okay. This is interesting for multiple reasons. One good reason is that there's rare metals here, and it's not all that close to a spawner. Maybe we can, and it's got concrete here as well. Another thing which is interesting is this eye anomaly. We haven't seen one of these before. These are like random encounters. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. Let's find out which one this is.
Sector scanned.
We did also find more rare metals down here, close to concrete and water. And it's not too far away from our colony. If we right click and have a look at drone hub, remember you always want to overlap your drone hubs so they can fix each other. We get one there and then buy another one from Earth and put it here. We could just daisy chain our colony out here and put our first dome here, or even here. Let's have a look. Right click domes, basic dome. No, I was hoping that maybe we could get the metals and rare metals both within work range of the dome. The blue ring around the dome is the work range. That's the range at which humans can work outside the dome. You don't have to cover the ping with the range, just the building, and the building has to cover the ping. So you can be like this far away, but that's too far. But we could do that. This might be a little too far. So we can rotate it so the pipes are facing our colony. If we were to build that there, and then build a drone hub here, they could build the dome, but then we would need a third drone hub to actually service the building that lives here. We'll leave that there for now. It's just a placed blueprint. We can demolish it if we want. We'll just demolish it. It's only a blueprint, but that is what I think we'll do. Production, rare metals extractor. You see, if it was too far away, it'd say it requires a deposit. This is within range of the deposit and within range of the dome. So that would be what we would do. Then we could dig up these metals, use them to make electronics, and we can daisy chain the metals from all over the map via overlapping daisy chaining universal depots, and then we can actually produce our own polymers, machine parts and electronics. Okay, we'll pencil that in for now. Let's see where this anomaly was.
There were no secrets to find near the anomaly site. Just a scene of breathtaking beauty.
Such photo ops have proven to be useful for the mission, inspiring people on Earth to believe that humanity should create its new home on the Red Planet. A celebrity applicant is available on Earth. Celebrities are good. When they're happy, they generate 30 million money a day. If they're in the colony. So that's quite good. Where is this site of unnatural beauty? That's here, and it's actually a vista. Okay, that might change my plans. Because vistas provide comfort boosts to domes which are within ranges of them, and comfort is how your people are happy. And happy people have babies. And babies produces more workers. So maybe we'll try and get our first colony here, because there's water and concrete and
Sector
rare metals
scanned.
and a vista. So maybe we'll put our first basic dome down here instead. I usually place basic domes. These have 6 pizza slices, as we call them. These 6 big hexes. And they have room for a spire, which are big buildings you build in the middle and you stick out the top, and they do wondrous things. It is quite
Sector
close to a
scanned.
dust devil though. There is a barrel dome which has 8 big slices. There's 2 2 big hexes here. There's 8 big and 2 small hexes, but these do not have room for the spire, and they cost twice as much polymers. And they require polymers for maintenance, and this only requires concrete. Microdomes, way too small, only have 3 big hexes and 1 small one. They have
Sector
limited use.
scanned.
You don't want to build these as your first domes. Okay, so we found 2 potential sites for our first colony. Are you full yet? No. 95, right, 5 more fuel. Flatbed's returned, he thinks he's empty. So we'll send him down here to get the metals which are here. So we could come down here
Sector
because it's
scanned.
close. This is relatively close. There is something we could do to transfer water and power from here to
Anomaly
here.
analyzed.
And that is a tunnel. Hey, the rocket's lifted off. We're going to get double research in a very short amount of time.
Complete.
And we've just done the farm thing. So that's good. Now we can start bringing humans here. I mean, we could have brought them before, but I didn't want to. Now I want to bring humans here. Okay, tunnels. Let's not get distracted. Tunnels cost quite a lot of money. 80 concrete, 20 metals, 30 machine parts. You left click it, you build it here, and then the other end goes somewhere else. They have quite a long range. As you can see, we can build a tunnel that goes all the way from here to all the way here. And the good thing about tunnels is that they can carry power lines and water/oxygen pipes. Pipes carry both. And the best thing about tunnels is that although they carry water and power over huge distances, they are immune to pipe leaks and electricity breaks. So they're really, really good. So if we did indeed want to build a first colony here, because it's a vista and everyone will be really comfortable and it will produce rare metals, what we could do is either just land a rocket here, and then because we have a drone hub prefab, place that and get it built by the RC commander, and then effectively start over with a new colony all the way over here and link them together later. That is totally something we could do. But I kind of want to take advantage of the fact that we're producing a butt ton of power here. Or do I? Do I want to do that? Or do we just build a new colony here? Because there is concrete and water and everything we need here. I think we're going to start like a separate colony with its own power and its own water. I think that's what we're going to do. I think that's a smart play. That's a smart play. Okay, that's what we're going to do. In that case, as soon as the flatbed is finished clearing up this stuff, we're going to make some plans, and we're going to do some plans, and it's going to be excellent. because the flatbed can pick up anything, so we'll tell it to just bring all the resources we need to build this over here. We got yet another story beat. Our sponsor informs us that due to changes in the economic conditions, the import price of a key resource will soon be increased. The import price of machine parts will be increased by 100% in 5 sols. If we're a politician or a city mayor, we can hold it off for another 5 sols, so yeah, we'll hold it off. So that means if we want to import any more machine parts, we need to do it now. We do have one rocket on Earth. Do we want to just load it up with machine parts, or do we think we have enough? I think we have enough machine parts. Remember, the whole point of bringing dirty, stinking meat bags here is to produce these things in our own factories, of which we have some prefabs. So let's not care about the import price of these. Let's not panic and spend all of our money on importing them. Okay. Okie dokie. So production wise, this would need a rare metals
Sector
extractor
scan.
right here. What's the grade of these? Oh, high. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. High concrete. We like that. That's good. We'll just put that there. And then the drone hub will go kind of in between everything, but not within dust range of anything. So right there. And then everything will get linked together by power cables. A little dot there to connect that. That's touching the dome. That will get power from the dome. We would then need a couple of big dumping sites. And the dome's going to need
Sector scanned.
water and power and oxygen. So draw some pipes this way. Draw a line of power cables under the pipes. And then we would need moisture vaps. You do need to be careful with your moisture evaporators. This ring of range around them is not a dust range. This is a moisture evaporation range. If they're too close
Sector
together, they'll
scan.
negatively impact how much they produce. So we'll put 2 there, and then we'll draw another line of pipes this way, and we'll do another 2 on this side. 4 water should be enough, I want to say. You have to be careful with prefabs. You need to place them quite accurately. Unlike other buildings, you can't just demolish it and then replace the blueprint. You have placed this blueprint. This is where it is going to go. If you demolish
Sector
it, you do
scanned.
not get the blueprint back. It's gone. So I think that's how this colony is going to be. And they're going to need a moxie to produce oxygen, but that can go here. And they're going to need a ton of water towers to store up the water. Because during disasters and during random events, your water supply can get turned off. So these will not function. In which case, we'll need to just draw the excess from the water tower. And of course, we'll do the same with the oxygen tanks. We'll save up some of them as well. 1, 2, 3. You don't really need to store up that much oxygen because another good thing about indoor farms is that they actually reduce the oxygen need of the dome. So that is the colony. That's where the first humans on Mars are going to be living. And we should build a landing pad so they can actually land. That would be a good idea. Outside the dust range, we'll do that there like that. That's going to need a fuel depot. Put that there like that. Okay. Things... Oh, and we might need to build some power for all of this. Whoops, I forgot about the power needs. Of course, we're going to be doing large solar arrays. Because as we've previously discussed, they're really good. 1, 2, 3, 4. That will be 160 power. And we'll need power accumulators to store the power that they're producing.
Sector scanned.
Each of these can output 20 power at night, so that will be 60 power at night. Each of these needs 5, so that's 10, 20, 23, plus the one of these, 28, plus the rare metals won't be working at night because people working night shift go crazy, and this is an outside dome anyway, so we won't be doing that. These consume power, that's 18 power, but again they won't be working at night. That only produces 4, won't be working at night. That is 10, will not be working at night. Okay,
Milestone achieved.
that's how it's going to be. And during all of that, we have done the high-speed satellite. That's wonderful. That's put our research all the way up to 800. That's magnificent. High-speed comm satellite is now online, and the rocket is on its way back. That's good. And that gave us a milestone, which almost did this crystalline entities thing, which is part of our sci-fi adventure thing, with all these unscannable sectors and dust devils spawning demon crystals of hell. How much did we get for that milestone? A special project. Oh, 500. Not bad. Not bad at all. Right, Mr. Flatbed, you need to bring 20 metals and 10 polymers up there. So. Nope. 10 polymers. And the rest of you is going to be metals. Go.
Sector
Fill
scanned.
up. There he goes, and we'll tell him to just dump it all just here on the floor. But I should build a universal depot here. That would be a smart thing to do. Maybe did not want to do it there. No, I did not want to put it there, because I'm going to wedge in the polymer factory there. Where can we put this? Yeah, just there.
Research complete.
There you go, he's just dumping it all here. So that is 35 metals and 10 polymers. Because all this stuff needs metals to get built. That needs metals and machine parts, so he should bring a lot more machine parts and a lot more metals and some more polymers. How many more polymers? Like 4? Right, 10 more polymers and a buttload more metals. Come here, get 10 polymers and then all the metals you can get. Jolly good. And 2 things are happening. Philosopher's
The
Stone.
bizarre alien crystals appear to soak up all forms of waves directed at them. Our team suggests that if we feed enough energy to the entities, their physical properties would change dramatically.
Okay. We are unable to predict the effects of such an action, but the Chiefs of Staff suggest that this would be the only logical way of finding out. Okay. Crystals can be fed energy. That means running power cables to them. That's good. We have 3 crystals very close to our original colony. When powered up completely, their properties will change. Maybe they'll become good. And the Great Leap has popped up. Our scientific team on Earth has made a daunting discovery. With the downpour of new scientific data from Mars, our team has made an unheard breakthrough in the field. A new advanced technology has been revealed in the chosen field. The new technology costs less to research. Okay, I'm going to select physics and we're going to cross our fingers. Let's see what got uncovered. It was the fusion reactor. Oh my god. Okay, this should cost 7,000, but because of that story beat, it only costs 3.5. And what do we have? We have the breakthrough that makes fusion reactors not need any humans. I could not have asked for anything better than that. That is phenomenal. Yeah, 8 people per shift, so it's 24 people to have this producing 300 power all the time. Or, let me rephrase that, 24 people to produce 200 power. Or, no people to produce 300 power. That is amazing. We're gonna continue down the physics tree. Right, power lines. Okay, these things want to be plugged into the power grid apparently. So let's do that. I did pause there because I was thinking about just building a solar array right next to them, but then I remembered that they spawn dust devils and that's a stupid idea. So indeed, we're just going to draw a power cable from here all the way out to these things. Yes, I know it's too far from a working drone commander, but we'll get the RC commander and the flatbed to do this for us. And then you to here, and then you to here like that. It only costs metals. There's metals everywhere. It'll be fine. What an intriguing mystery. Right, flatbed is full, so again... No, come here. Flatbed. Oh, he's unloaded all his resources. Right. We said 10 polymers and all the metals they can carry. Go. Go, go, go.
Sector scanned.
Good. And then unload them here. At the new colony, or what will be the new colony. Sometimes you just have to think like this. I mean, we could have put a dome up here and risked the cold and the dust and all the ugh. But a vista and a dust devil free underground rare metals. We have the flatbed, we can do things like this, it's fine. So all the flatbed really needs now is... No, we're going to load them up with metals right now. We know that these need 40 metals each. And all this needs metals, and that needs metals, and these need metals. These need concrete and polymers.
Sector scanned.
We've delivered that. We've got enough polymers here now. We just need metals and a buttload of concrete. But for now, what he is going to do with his metals is just park here, and the commander's going to come here, and we're going to build these power lines and see how much power these things are going to draw. Come on, build them quick.
Sector scanned.
We're on minus 18 power. That's maybe a little too much. Okay, that's no biggie. I can build another solar array. We have lots of metal. Build it now, please, drones. Maybe powering up 3 of them at one time was a bit stupid, but we've done it now.
The power flowed through the alien crystal, and it started humming with low vibration. The tiny dust devils forming around it dispersed, and a ray of light beamed from it towards the stars. Such a magnificent sight.
Our sensors went crazy as mathematical sequences started feeding us information about the surrounding area. Immediately, tiny specks of dust started shedding from the outer layer of the crystal. Our analysis indicates that these are filled with various rare metals. Oh, hello. So these things are a source of rare metals, are they? Interesting. The chief scientist is fascinated, to say the least. She suggests that we power up more crystals, but do it carefully, as it appears that the entities are quite susceptible to energy fluctuations, which can threaten the integrity. On the other hand, the tactical commander suggests that we must torch one of the crystals, crack it open, and see what's inside. As usual, he suspects some kind of threat to the colony. So powered up crystals instantly reveal their sector and stop emitting electrostatic dust devils. They produce small amounts of rare metals over time whilst powered. Oh dear God. Maybe we will not be building the first colony where we've just mapped it out. Or you can destroy them to instantly gain research points. Power up more crystals to progress the mystery. Okay, so these things are going to be spitting out rare metals. There we are, production per sol 1. So we've just got 3 rare metals per day from these things. And they're not going to be doing dust devils anymore. So we don't need this colony anymore, but I've already placed some of the blueprints. We will build this colony at some point in the future. I mean, it's a nice place, so we'll expand out this way at some point. But this now means if these crystals are going to last forever, That means we have an infinite source of rare metals. Which means I can build a colony here. Okay. And our rocket is returned. I'm conflicted now, I don't know what to do. There's more crystals here.
Sector scanned.
Which is not too far away. Alright, I'm having a brain moment. We have 2 more moisture evaporators and we have a water thing here. We've got enough money to buy some more moisture evaporators. So I think we will build a colony here as well. So right click, domes, basic dome. Now I don't think the dome needs to be close to the crystals. I think the dome can be all the way down here. Yeah. Or maybe down here so it can extract these metals. Okay. And then we'll build another big solar array there, and that's touching the dome. So that will transfer power. And then all the dome will need is the pipes. I'm going to hook it into... I'm going to hook the pipes in this way. Because as we know, there is a technology which increases the output of our moisture evaporators by an extra 50%. This is producing 1 at the minute, and it's being consumed by this, which only needs 1. If we upgrade this, it will be able to donate an extra 5 to the dome. Okay, and then I think out of habit we probably should just put power cables underneath this. I always do that, just because if for some reason this gets destroyed or damaged, then that would break the power connection to the dome. I'd rather have a backup cable. So what we need to do then is have a rare metals depot somewhere here, and then our second... Oh, I've already placed the second drone hub. Okay, so we need to buy from Earth 1 drone hub. In fact, no, the commander can do it. The commander can just hang out here and collect the rare metals from these things and put them on these pads. And put them on that pad, and that's within range of that. And that's within range to take them from here and put them in here for the factory.
Sector scanned.
Right, so all we need to buy from Earth is moisture evaporators. We can do that with a cargo rocket. We have got quite a few free supply pods, so we'll use these. 2 at a time, bring them to me. Supply pod, prefabs, 2 at a time, bring them to me, and that's all of our money gone. But we do have another 4 moisture vaps. Plans change, man. Whoop, we built a dome.
Milestone achieved.
There we go. Constructed a dome. We got 500 research. There's no life support because there's not enough water, or... Let's just turn it off. That stops it demanding water from the grid and lets the fuel thing keep working. This is going to demand water and oxygen. Oxygen is not a huge issue. Life support, Moxie. Now, why didn't I have to build the pipes there? That's within the dust range of that, you idiot. You should have built the pipes out this way.
Sector scanned.
Let me just do that quickly. Turns out I'm an idiot.
Complete.
So we'll build the pipes like this instead. And then another power cable. And then I'll demolish all this nonsense. I should have remembered why this was empty space. Right. Infrastructure, salvage, just demolish that. Usually when you salvage things, you get back half of the materials you expended on them, but not with pipes and cables. Right, that's good. Now we need a Moxie. Just somewhere along this. That looks like a nice little space for a Moxie. Yeah, that'll do. Use R&T to spin things around. And that will need a couple of oxygen tanks to store spare oxygen. As we discussed before, you really need to store your excess stuff. It's being quite finicky, is it? Right, that's fine. We should be able to fit 3 of them in here. Yeah, that'll do. And we've completed the other breakthrough thing, which was a story. Let's see what this is. Lambda Industries is immensely satisfied with our helping hand in the data analysis and wish to repay us with a reward of our choosing. Do we get 100 more sponsor research to take us up to 900 research a day? Yes, we do. Do we ask for 500 million? No, that's stupid. Or do we ask that research outsourcing costs are reduced by 20%? No, we do number one because we're not stupid. Outsourcing is when you spend either 200 million or 1 billion for people at Earth to increase your research temporarily for 5 days. It can be good in an emergency, but it does cost an awful lot of money. Alright, so our pods have arrived. That's good. Okay. Let's
Sector
place
scan.
some moisture evaporators. One here. One here. We don't want to put them too close together because that's a bad thing. One there. One there. And one there. Might as well. You can never have too many of them. And then we want as many water towers as we can cram in between them. Because you can never have too much stuff stored up. And I literally mean you can never have too much stuff stored away. So we'll do some oxygen as well, because why not? Alright, and we're done. I can turn that dome back on now. Because there is enough water and oxygen.
Sector scan.
And just about enough power. Okay, we have 4 anomalies apparently. I can only see 3. Where's the... Oh, there's a research one up here. I have not been paying attention to what the map's been doing. So let's do all this stuff. I've been getting too excited about free rare metals forever, apparently.
Sector scan.
We can demolish it to get research. Or... Okay, how about if we demolish these ones and then keep these ones? Okay, they haven't got enough power at night. That's a bad thing. Okay. We're going to need more power at night. Because apparently this guy is not able to keep up with the demands from all of these. These things are thirsty beasts. How about if we turn this off at night? No. How about we turn that off at night?
Research complete.
It's enough to get one of them back online. How about if we turn this and all of these off at night? Okay, that powers everything back up. Again, that's why you have storage. The night is 1 shift, so during the day, 2 shifts fill up the water. At night, the water
Sector
gets turned
scan.
off and drains. It's not ideal, but it will do until we can
Research
get
complete.
more of these. Because the only problem is that this could not output its power fast enough. That's okay, because they're somewhere in the physics tree, and we're racing down the physics tree, so that'll become not a problem anytime now. Is there anything this rocket can do? It's been refueled for ages. RC Commander, new technologies, medic, research progress, medic, and humans. Capture meteors instigates a meteor storm. Why would you want to do that? Because meteors drop off polymers, metals, and sometimes research flasks. But no, we're not going to be doing that. Man, there's a lot of stuff down here for the dude to be doing.
Sector scanned.
Okay, looks like we've run out of metals because nothing's being built here. And the Explorer's been hit by a dust devil because of course he was. Right, flatbed truck, come here, grab these 92 metals and take them back to the colony.
The rover went dark for 5 hours.
Oh, I see.
When it rebooted, it confirmed it had come into contact with an unusually high voltage electrical charge.
Alright, so it's been broken and we have to go and repair it with drones, but it has reduced the cost of low G drive and autonomous sensors by 50%. Well, we've already done autonomous sensors, but it did give us 200 million as well, so, you know, thanks for that. Let's send a commander down here to fix him. Where is it? Here he is. There he goes. And here comes lots of metals so we can build all of the colony. Because there's nothing for... Oh, I see. We did have rare metals, but they were all being packed onto the rocket. I don't want that, so I'm going to click this forbid export, and that will now be unpacked.
Sector scan.
Because we need to use these rare metals in our factory to produce electronics. Okay, rocket, go back to Earth. Off you pop. And return with some humans. Right, you, get researching all the things, because we're finding lots of yellow stuff down here on this plane. And RC Commander, come back here please, and keep harvesting these rare metals.
Incoming.
Oh joy, a meteor shower! Well, I've already explained what these do. The problem we have is that we have no defense against it. And if it comes through the colony, it will just annihilate everything. And we will be in deep, deep trouble. The way that these work, they start in a 2x2 sector, and then they move across the map. Sometimes they move fast, sometimes they move slow. Depends on the duration of the meteor storm itself. Sometimes they last for days, sometimes it's just a few hours. So we just need to hope and pray that it doesn't come anywhere near our colony, because that would be an absolute disaster. Okay, since we're planning on bringing humans, we're going to have to find something to do with them and places for them to go. So, inside the dome, we need to go to Homes, Education and Research and get a living complex. Rockets can bring 12 people in, but we will expand, so we'll put 2 of them down, that's 28. And these human dirtbags have needs and wants and desires that must be fulfilled. And the way we fulfill them is through service buildings. Some things I'm not going to care about, like drinking and gambling and gaming, because people have multiple needs and they roll a dice and they pick one of them at random and they try to fulfill it. If there's a building available to fulfill it, they get a happiness boost. Hurrah! If they roll it and there is not a building to fulfill it, they get a bit sad. Oh no. But unless they're going to be rolling, gaming, gambling and drinking every single day, then I don't care about not having these buildings. Because everyone has like dining, social, food, medical checks, shopping, things like that. Maybe even a bit of social relaxation and luxury. So I'm going to dedicate one of these hexes to what I call a service slice. We're going to have a diner, and we're going to have an amphitheatre, and we're going to have a little medical post, and we're going to have at the moment a small grocer, and in the decorations thing we have these little parks. These do relaxation, exercise and playing. Now these all do the same thing, they're basically all different skins of the same thing. So we'll just do a few of these. You can cycle through the skins with the square brackets key, so we'll just do a couple of different parks. So this will do dining, social, food, medical checks, relaxation, luxury, exercise, playing and shopping. That'll keep a small number of people happy for quite some time. And something else we need to have in this is of course a farm, because I said we needed a farm. Farms take up one entire hex. Boom. This requires workers. Farms require workers. Diners require workers. Medical posts and grocers require workers. So most of the people we're going to be bringing to Mars are going to be working simply to keep everyone who lives on Mars happy and not actually producing anything other than food. Because producing food is quite important. Oh balls, the RC Commander himself has been knackered. But it looks like he's within range of the drones to fix. Yes, he is. Okay. How many workers do we need? The diner is going to have 3 workers, 1 per shift, because people can roll their needs at any time of day. It's not like they have a set time of day at which they want to go dining or socialise or eat some food. It could be at midnight. They might want a greasy burger at the diner at midnight. Same thing with the shopping. And to make sure that workers work here, we're going to put this on maximum priority, and this as well, and the medical post. The medical post is going to have one worker working in the afternoon. Medical checks is not a common need, but if people take health damage or sanity damage, then they will visit the medical post. Not randomly, they will come here. And if we have a doctor, then the doctor will fix them up and they'll get back to work. Another good thing is that having a staffed medical post lowers the birth threshold. If you mouse over the colonist thing of the dome itself, at the bottom you see birth threshold 70 comfort, which means our colonists need to have an average comfort of 70 before they want to have children. Having a staffed medical post reduces this by 15 down to a much more manageable 55. The diner has a service comfort level of 40. Amphitheatre 55, this is only 30, their houses are only 50, so yeah, getting up to comfort 70 would take a very long time. 55 is much more manageable. So we know we're going to have 3, 6, 7 people working in the happy slice, which leaves us with only 5 people, because we're going to be bringing 12 people. I don't think we need all 5 to be working on the farm. I think we'll do 3, so right click and block these workplaces. And the other 2 people will work in a small machine parts factory. Production, small machine parts factory. Look at it, it's so adorable. And there it goes. That requires quite a lot of power though, so we're going to have to build some power. We should have excess power anyway. I don't really like that this thing is like completely depleting at night. I'd quite like something which is not a solar panel. Previously we discussed wind turbines. Wind turbines are great. They produce loads of power. Their base production is 10, but that's based on their elevation. We are up on a plateau, so they will probably get something like 14. And there is an upgrade they do which increases their performance by another 30%. I believe you've already done it. Yeah, wind turbine upgrade. There's the atomic accumulator, and there's deep scanning. We're going to keep just doing all these because they're good things to have anyway. This reduces the amount of maintenance that our solar panels are going to need. This will let us build our own Stirling generators. This amplifies our factories, which is great, so they're all good things to have. The physics tree is wonderful. That's why I always come barreling straight down it. He's been knackered again. What is breaking you? Okay, it's because he keeps getting hit by dust devils. Because these... Okay, the power situation is beginning to annoy me. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put a metals depot here, and I'm going to say always have 10 metals on it. The problem we're having is that it keeps getting dust deviled, and the dust devils keep breaking the power lines. And breaking the power lines means that the crystals are no longer powered, and when they're not powered they produce dust devils, and that kills him. So we need to keep metals on this so that he can fix the power leaks as they happen, to keep these things powered up, to stop them
found.
Doing things to kill him. That was a long explanation, and that was a long episode. Let's finish it right here. We mapped out this entire colony, and then the mystery told us that these things are going to be producing 3 rare metals a day, which is actually a lot more than we can produce from these. So yeah, that's good. So now we are going to bring the first humans right here. Everything's ready for them. We have 12 work slots. We know we're going to be bringing 12 humans here, so that's all excellent. In the next episode we will bring dirty meat bags on Mars, and we'll start actually producing our own things from metals and fuel and polymers and rare metals, and we'll actually start increasing this stuff instead of decreasing it. So do come back and see how we get on with that, and do look after yourself until then. Aye, we'll see you later.